প্রবাস বাংলা টিভি।
Now I'd like to call on the stage Mr. William Frinkle, who worked as a volunteer in Bangladesh during 1971 and was a photojournalist for the time from the end of the liberation until the beginning of the peace. Please give a big hand for Mr. William Frinkle.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we do.
I've met many of you. My name is Bill Finkel. I was a volunteer in 71. We were all students at that point and reading about the tragedy, mostly reported in the London press. So like a lot of kids, I wanted to, quote, do something. So I sold my car and I got a ticket to Calcutta and joined a volunteer group. After that, we were arrested by the Indian Army because they didn't want any more white people there. So we were deported and told to go to Delhi to get credentials, which we couldn't get. I met people from Time magazine there, and they said, if you're friendly with the Mukti Bahini, you can be our correspondent. So I was a correspondent from the end of the war to the beginning of the peace. So that was my contribution. And now I'm trying to assemble photographs into a book for distribution. So from my memory, I met many Bangladeshi freedom fighters, and I was inspired, and many of them are actually here today. Warmest congratulations and appreciation for what you did. People just don't realize how dangerous it was and how young they were. I mean, the leader was Tiger Siddiqui. He was 22 years old. Many of the people here were 13, 14. I met a man who was in the Mukti Bahini in Sector 7, and he went on to become a physician and a PhD and a prominent pharmaceutical company executive. And I asked him right after the war, what did you want to do? What was your goal right after the war? He said, finish high school. Because he was 15. So now all we can do, we can celebrate the great work of the freedom fighters, and that's our goal today. But in addition to that, this is a good time to acknowledge the enormous progress that's happened in the last 50 years. I mean, Bangladesh was the second poorest country in the world in 1971. Today, they have a communication satellite launched by SpaceX called the Bangabandhu 1. They have a nuclear reactor, they have high-speed rail. They've made progress that the dominant countries of India and the Soviet Union simply could not have imagined. And I think in a short phrase, the oppressed have overtaken the oppressors, and now they're way ahead of Pakistan and about to compete with India. So it's a time of enormous pride, I think, and enormous promise for future celebration. So I know time is short, so salam alaikum, Joy Bangla.